Let's talk about 2 times the Pokemon anime could have ended and how. With Ash's journey finally coming to an end, I thought it would be cool to look back at some of the earlier plans for the end of the Pokemon anime. And this is not about fan theories or speculation. This comes straight from the words of Takeshi Shudo. He was the chief writer for the Pokemon anime and single-handedly wrote both the first and second Pokemon movies, alongside being co-writer for the third. And I'll be reading directly from translated parts of his blog posts. What I'm trying to say is, this comes from one of the most reliable sources we could possibly have. The man who wrote it. But first, shout out to all of you who knew the answer to the bonus image of the AI quiz. It was Cherubi. The first original ending that Shudo had planned for Pokemon actually came in the very first movie. It is worth noting that because of the events of the Porygon episode, Shudo had a lot of room to work with, even stating that if the Porygon incident didn't happen, he would have never been allowed to make it the way he did. However, he was not in complete control. Here is how he actually planned the movie to end, dated May 14th, 2009. Months and years pass. Ash grows old. Then one day he suddenly looks back on his past. He remembers his childhood fondly, the adventures he had with his amazing Pokemon, the friendship, the coexistence. Maybe Ash wasn't able to experience these things later in life. However, as a kid, there was Pikachu and a lot of other Pokemon. Jessie and James, and Mewtwo, and so much more. Elderly Ash remembers everything that happened during his adventures as a young boy. He can hear his mother's voice. "Go to sleep already. You're setting off on your journey tomorrow." The next morning, he is woken up by his mother as a young boy again, leaving his house, excited to start a new adventure. He is going on a journey not to catch Pokemon or become a Pokemon master, but to discover the meaning of existence, to discover how to coexist with others. But Shudo also had a plan for the ending of the anime, which he said he would have used for the 4th movie if he ever wrote one. Dated May 19th, 2010. I thought about writing a 4th movie, but I couldn't come up with any ideas. If I wrote it, I would have used the story that I planned for the final episode of the anime. The Pokemon would stage a rebellion, much like Spartacus in ancient Rome. Although at first glance, Pokemon appeared to be friends with humans, they would realize that they were actually being used like slaves, which would lead to an uprising. Pikachu would become the leader of the revolt and end up fighting with Ash. Team Rocket, who are in the possession of a lot of sinister Pokemon, including Meowth, who can translate the Pokemon language into human speech, would try to mediate the conflict, but they would do a poor job of interpreting and only make things worse. That's all I came up with. However, an episode like that would break the rules of the Pokemon world and make it impossible for the series to continue. Continuing into perpetuity is the series' objective. If it could be produced, I think it would literally have to be the last episode ever. I tried to think of a different plot, but I couldn't. So there you have it, and I want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Lava, who's done a lot of work having Shudo's blog posts translated. And a question for you people in the comments: are you satisfied with the ending of Ash's journey? And if not, how would you have ended it?